Your shopping bags are full, and now it's time to get home. But here comes the next decision. How do you travel?
Right. Bus, train, or taxi. Each one costs money, and each one is a chance to practice English.
Let's start with the bus. Imagine you're at the bus stop. You want to ask the price. What do you say?
Easy phrase. Excuse me, how much is a ticket to the city center?
Perfect. And the driver might answer, it's $2.
Then you reply, 1 ticket, please.
Simple, polite, and useful.
But here's a money tip. Sometimes a daily pass is cheaper than buying many single tickets.
Yes, you can ask, do you have a daily pass? Or is there a weekly ticket?
Let's role play. I'll be the passenger, you be the bus driver.
Okay.
Excuse me, do you have a daily pass?
Yes, it's $5.
Great. I'll take one.
See, listeners? Just one polite question and you save money.
And here's another phrase. Is this the last bus? Very useful at night.
Or, what time does the next bus leave? These questions help you travel smarter.
So, listeners, your homework is to practice these sentences. How much is the bus to? Do you have a daily pass? What time does the next bus leave?
Write them in your notebook, and next time you travel, try them in real life.
But sometimes the bus is not the only option. Maybe the train is faster, or the taxi is more comfortable.
That's our next lesson, how to compare transport in English and choose the best option for your money.
Let's step into that together.
The bus is one option, but sometimes you have choices. Maybe the train is faster or the taxi is more comfortable. Each choice has different English phrases and different costs.
Let's compare. Imagine you're at the station. You want to ask about the train. What do you say?
Excuse me, how much is a ticket to the city center by train?
Perfect. And the clerk might answer, it's $3.
Then you can ask, what time does the next train leave?
Exactly. That's useful because trains run on schedules. Now, let's compare with a taxi. You stop a taxi and ask, how much to the city center?
The driver might say, $10.
Much more expensive than the bus or train.
Yes, but sometimes a taxi is faster or more comfortable, especially if you have heavy bags.
So the smart question is, which one is best for today? Bus, train, or taxi?
And here's a money tip. Always compare before you choose. Don't just jump into the first option.
Let's role play. I'll be the traveler, you be the information clerk.
Okay. Excuse me, how much is the bus to the airport?
$2.
And how much is the train?
$3, but it's faster.
And a taxi?
$10. I'll take the train. It's only $1 more than the bus, but much faster.
Perfect decision. You compared, you asked in English, and you saved money compared to the taxi.
So, listeners, your homework is to practice these questions. How much is the bus to? How much is the train to? How much is a taxi to?
And then compare. Which one is cheaper? Which one is faster? Which one is smarter for you?
Because English is not just about words, it's about making better choices in real life.
And speaking of choices, sometimes travel isn't just about price. It's also about time.
Yes, next we'll learn how to ask about time in English, departure times, arrival times, and how to plan your journey.
We've compared bus, train, and taxi by price. But travel isn't only about money, it's also about time.
Exactly. Sometimes the bus is cheap, but it takes 1 hour. The train is a little more expensive, but only 30 minutes.
That's why you need English phrases to ask about time. For example, what time does the next bus leave for the airport?
Or when does the train arrive?
Let's role play. I'll be the passenger, you be the clerk.
Okay.
Excuse me, what time does the next bus leave for the airport?
It leaves at 3:30.
And when does it arrive?
Around 4:15.
Great, thank you.
See, listeners? 2 simple questions, and you know the whole journey.
Here's another useful phrase. How long does it take?
Yes. For example, how long does it take by train?
The answer might be, it takes 40 minutes.
And if you're in a hurry, you can ask, is there a faster option?
Perfect. That way, you can compare not only money, but also time.
Let's give a real-life example. Imagine you finish work at 5 o'clock. You need to reach home by 6 o'clock. The bus takes 1 hour. The train takes 30 minutes. Which one do you choose?
The train, of course. Even if it costs a little more, it saves time.
And that's the balance. Sometimes time is more valuable than money.
So listeners, your homework is to practice these questions. What time does it leave? When does it arrive? How long does it take?
Write them in your notebook, and next time you travel, try them in real life.
Because English is not just about grammar. It's about making smart choices in daily life.
And speaking of daily life, sometimes travel is not alone. You travel with friends, family, or colleagues.
Yes, and that means you need group travel English, asking for 2 tickets, 3 tickets, or even a family pass.
That's what we'll explore next.
We've learned how to ask about time, when the bus leaves, when the train arrives, and how long it takes. But travel is not always alone. Sometimes you're with friends, family, or colleagues.
Exactly. And that means you need group travel English. For example, instead of saying, 1 ticket, please, you can say, 2 tickets, please.
Or, can I have 3 tickets to the city center?
And if you're traveling with children, you can ask, do you have a family ticket?
Yes, many places offer discounts for families or groups. That's why these phrases are so useful.
Let's role play. I'll be the passenger, you be the ticket clerk.
Okay,
Excuse me, can I have 2 tickets to the airport?
sure, that's $4.
Do you have a family ticket?
Yes, a family ticket is $6 for 2 adults and 2 children.
Perfect. I'll take that.
See, listeners, just one question saved money.
And here's another phrase. Can we sit together? Very useful when you travel with friends or family.
Or, is there a group discount?
Exactly. These small questions make travel easier and cheaper.
So, listeners, your homework is to practice these sentences. 2 tickets, please. Do you have a family ticket? Can we sit together? Is there a group discount?
Write them in your notebook, and next time you travel with someone, try them in real life.
Because English is not just for you, it's for the people around you too.
And speaking of people around you, sometimes travel is not about buying tickets, it's about asking for directions.
Yes, when you're in a new place, you need to know how to ask, where is the bus stop? Or how do I get to the train station?
That's what we'll explore next.
We've learned how to buy tickets for groups, ask for family passes, and even sit together. But sometimes, travel is not about tickets at all. It's about finding your way.
Exactly. When you're in a new city, the most important English phrases are for directions.
For example, excuse me, where is the bus stop?
Or, how do I get to the train station?
Let's role play. I'll be the traveler, you be the local person.
Okay.
Excuse me, where is the nearest bus stop?
Go straight, then turn left. It's next to the bank.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
See, listeners, just one short question and you get the answer you need.
Another useful phrase is it far?
Yes. For example, is the train station far from here?
And the answer might be, no, it's only 10 minutes on foot.
Or, yes, it's quite far. You should take a bus.
And here's a cultural tip. Always start with, excuse me, before asking. It makes your question polite.
So, listeners, your homework is to practice these sentences. Where is the bus stop? How do I get to the train station? Is it far?
Write them in your notebook, and next time you're outside, try asking in English, even if you already know the answer. It's good practice.
And now think about this. Travel is not only about moving from place to place. It's also about experiences, meeting people, asking questions, and learning new things.
Exactly. That's why in our next part, we'll take all these lessons, shopping, saving, travel, and connect them to bigger goals, building confidence in English for everyday life.
Because English is not just a subject. It's a tool for living smarter, saving money, and connecting with the world.